Well, I think it's 11 o'clock right now. Why don't you kick us off?
Sure. So welcome everybody. My name is Roberto Bernabo. I'm responsible for analytics and database technology practice for SAP. Thanks for taking some time to sit with us and learn about some interesting dashboards and IP that we've created in conjunction with our good partner CR Infosys. And we have a host of demos and discussion points that we want to take you through. And so feel free to ask questions, be involved. I'm sure everyone will appreciate some nice discussion. So with that, if I can hand it off to the presenters.
Great. Hey, thanks again for that, Roberto. And just to add to that, to provide a little bit more information about Sierra Infosys, we were founded 10 years ago, and we have global operations, including U.S., Canada, Malaysia, over 350 employees, and serving over 55 key accounts across the globe. And some of the key industries that we've focused in and worked on include public sector, specifically on the federal, state, local, and education. And even on private sector, we worked in oil and gas, retail, and manufacturing. And we thought this would be a great idea to have this webinar with SAP because of the relationship that we've built with them over the years. And the agenda today, what we're going to talk about are kind of unique business challenges when it comes to public sector performance, why you should deploy dashboards, as well as city performance management. We'll look at some dashboards for spend transparency solutions, and some of our package analytic applications for the HR and FI as well. So some of the unique business challenges that we've seen on the state level is that transparency should fill a budgeting reporting gaps and improve online transparency, meaning that there's a missing piece, a missing gap when you're pulling a report and showing that information to the general audience. And the idea, again, is to provide a one-stop shop where you can search, you can easily find information at your fingertips and provide this to the general public, and at the same time improve performance for your city, your state organization, or even your local county. And in city performance management, we see that only 5% of the workforce understands the strategy. 85% of executives spend less than 1 hour per week or month discussing strategy. 60% of organizations do not link budgets to strategy. And again, only 25% of managers have incentives to link strategy. So the problem that we see is that organizations are not discussing strategy, or they're not planning, and they're not executing on those strategies as well. And here on the next slide, we'll go into operational business challenges. We see that on the finance side, there's challenges in terms of budget management as well as reporting, the limited accessibility of data, and again, the lack of integrated internal and external financial reporting. Many of you might be using several different types of databases, and it creates issues in terms of how you pull in those reports from those disparate systems. And again, we see that that's the biggest challenge in the time it takes to pull the report. On the HR side, we see that there's a lack of insight into the ROI and HR initiatives, and there's a lack of understanding of the business impact of HR initiatives. And we want to improve responsiveness in terms of information delivery, having information at your fingertips and delivering it in a timely manner. So you might ask yourself, why would you deploy dashboards? Now, the reason that you would, as a public sector organization, you want to remain accountable. You want to have visibility into your stakeholder expectations. You want to maintain that transparency to provide, that, again, that one-stop shop for all your citizens to view the financial information for your organization. You want to also gain instant insight into your organization performance. What can you do in terms of being strategic in certain departments or even certain funds, which we'll go into later. You want to also have a visual display when it comes to information. You want the information to be, again, quick and easy to use for management as well as business users to understand. And again, multiple dashboards can be linked based on role to provide a storyline. And of course, one of the key reasons why you would deploy dashboards is to improve your business processes. Dashboards and scorecards offer some of the fastest ways to time the value, and it's a very low entry cost to implement. And again, the way that you can do that is it's the quickest way to improve the bottom line. So why do analytics matter? You may ask yourself. So based on some research by Nucleus Research, they found that organizations earn an average of over $10 for every dollar spent on deployment of analytics. You also see higher returns. Management teams should consider these technologies to be one of the most attractive investment opportunities available to the CFO. So again, the idea is, what is the impact on analytics? How does it improve your organization? And you can see based on this research that you can see there's a dollar figure, a dollar amount tied into analytics. Here we'll go into city performance management and why it's important for your organization. The idea between city performance management is linking strategy to execution. And you can see the life cycle here on the right-hand side. But of course, what you want to do is first collect and analyze all the required information. You want to identify the areas with the biggest levers for change. You want to define a comprehensive citywide strategy, and again, create portfolio for possible initiatives. And then again, what you will want to do is assess and prioritize those initiatives on the portfolio, execute and monitor, and then of course you want to review what occurred by those executions and those particular plans. So you can see, again, the various life cycle in creating a strategy and what leads to execution. Here you have the city performance management and some of the 4 pillars in city sustainability. You have your society, the economy, you have the environment, as well as safety. And in terms of society, you want to have a livable society, how a particular information is accessed. You want to understand human rights and diversity. And the economy side, you want to manage public funds, how that's visible to, again, the public, and how your economy is thriving. And on the environment side, you want to control various components, whether it's air, water safety, recycling, or emissions. And in safety, you want to understand crime rates and create crime prevention. That way you can deploy law enforcement to certain areas. Here you have an example of one of our dashboards. This is something that we've created for city management. And you have, again, the 4 areas that we mentioned. You have the environment, you have public safety, and you have social as well as economic. You have kind of key indicators here for public vehicle emissions, and you see household waste recycle, and also various information required of the environment. And down here, you can see again how those dashboards relate to the visibility of that information, where if you're on where you are today, and at the same time where the target goal would be. In the economy side, which probably resonates with a lot of financial managers, people that are creating budgets, you can see again the budget surplus for your particular economy, and you can see the scorecard. Whether green, you're doing well, or red, you need to take a look at this piece of information, or yellow, where this is something that might be a concern down the road. And again, this is interactive, easy to use, and again, you can pull this information by month, you can pull the information by year or quarter. However it's sliced, we can relate that data back to your organization and display the dashboard to your liking. But what we found is that these are some key indicators when it comes to city management. So on the public safety side, again, you can see the various crime rates. You can click and see, again, what's the key indicator for community disaster awareness. And we can also do this with various parts of the city or your county. And again, you have the social side where you see voter participation and how that information is reflected again. Now, on to spend transparency solution. Again, spend transparency, the idea is to create a comprehensive one-stop, one-click budget accountability accessible based on business objects. So here you have, again, a dashboard that you can pull up based on fund types or divisions. You have capital projects, you have debt service funds, total budget, and agency funds. So this is something that you've probably seen before in your organization, how different fund types are sliced and diced and how they're segmented. And again, you can see this information, and again, at a dashboard setting where the budget for that particular fund, as well as total financial services and sources for those 4 years. And I can highlight on year 2010 and see what happened on total financial uses. We can also look at total budget sources. And if we want to go into general funds, again, you have the information cut into budgets, total revenues, expenditures, and other financing sources. We have it year to year. And of course, we can make this as drilled down as capable if you like, where you can see detailed analysis for that particular year or quarter. Now, we can also look at information by division. So, again, these are some common themes that we've seen in the public sector area. So we can go into public works and see this information for public works. Again, you have the last 5 years, and of course how this general fund operating budget is sliced, where it goes to in terms of public works. And you also have some subcategories of where public works is spending their dollar. You can also do the same thing on the county manager division. Again, you can see that it's going to legal, county commissioners, county managers, and the public information office. We can also go into community service division as well, where the particular dollar amount is being spent. And this goes back into creating a strategy, understanding your information, having it at your fingertips, and executing based on the reporting. We can go into more of a detailed analysis to create a better understanding of these reports. We can go again into funds. You have internal service funds. We can pull this drop-down field and pull revenue for those particular funds. And then you can see where the funds are going across the board. We can go also into agency funds. Again, we can look at the financial sources available for agency funds, and we can look year to year and how that's impacting your organization. We can also look at enterprise funds. We can look at it from two perspectives, revenue or expenditure. We can go into how the particular fund type is being utilized. These are the expenditures for this particular fund, where it goes into public works, public safety, housing, health, and welfare, as well as culture and recreation. Again, this can be drilled down as much as you need, but one of the key areas that we've seen that really resonates with various CFOs is the division type and how you can see the detailed analysis for public works. You can also do the same thing again for county manager's office, the finance division, community services. Again, we can see where this information is being displayed, where the particular expenditures or revenue is being utilized, whether it's in the public work projects, solid waste, whether it's fleet and facilities management, operations or technical services. And here you have the what-if analysis. So we can start with an annual budget of, let's say, $289 million is where the total funds would be. We can quickly, on the go, see where the next year's budget would look like based on this what-if analysis. Again, this is something you can quickly utilize and make changes to on the go. And as you can see, the numbers for the total funds available have changed from $289 million to $319 million based on these key performance indicators. What happens in terms of total expenditures, what happens on division fund type, where we're talking about debt service funds or even special revenue funds. We can utilize this what-if analysis, again, to be more strategic in terms of creating a particular strategy.